Okay, so how does your garden grow? I just wanted to make a quick video to kind of give you some thoughts or inspiration or whatnot. You know, it really doesn't matter. Flowers are all so different in many different colors that none of us are going to make the same flower. None of these are going to look the same, which is really fun. I hope you're going to do it. I hope you're going to send some pictures or whatnot so I can see your flowers. That would be fun, but it's okay if it doesn't happen. I still want you to enjoy the process of making the flowers and thinking about the devotional that we just read. Okay, um, so there's kind of what you got, and I did a little work ahead of time. So I cut apart one of the flowers and the leaf. So here's what I cut apart, and traced them onto the paper that I wanted to use. You can trace it on the front side of the paper. The truth is, oh, we could have a black and white flower too. Some of your papers are two-sided and some are not. Anyway, I traced the 5 of them on a piece of paper and cut them out, and then I decided, this was the little dot, but I decided to just cut a big yellow piece out of, hopefully you all have some yellow, but you know it doesn't even have to be yellow, and stuck it in the center and made myself a couple of leaves. And I think I was careful to make sure you all had a piece of green, but you know, these are artsy flowers and there is no flower in the world that looks like this flower, so these leaves, you don't have to look like that either. It's called paper piecing. It's just for fun for those of us that have a lot of paper. We love new ways to use our paper, and you know what, this is a card. And I have a friend that's dealing with some pretty major health issues for herself and her husband. And she's not here this morning, so she won't know. But chances are very good she will get this card when I get it made. So that's one option. You can totally cut apart those pieces and have 5 different petals. Another option is, you have this one also, is to just cut it to, I don't have a pencil in here. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. And this one's not two-sided. Trace around the paper. You can actually make a pretty quick bouquet of flowers if you do something like this. Cut it out. Y'all don't have to just sit there and watch me, because you see what I'm doing. You know, it's like, so kind of be thinking about, I like that idea or this idea. I do have 1/3. Well, I have a couple of more suggestions too. But we'll make this, it doesn't have to be perfect. So we have a flower, and that flower needs a center. And I really challenge that if you look at a flower, that part in the center, probably not totally round either, unless you get a perfect flower. But anyway, whoops, could be a little more round than that though, don't you think? Yeah. Round it up a little. Okay. Another option are these, and really for these, you can paper piece, because this is going to kind of work in here and make it its own. Where's my, there it is. And actually, if you did something like that, you can color in your stems, and those little pieces that are sticking out in the background, use a marker or whatnot, and you're going to have a 2-level flower, if that makes sense to you, and not cut one of these up at all, just cut it out like that. You also have some stems. Where would that go? This one won't go on this card. This will go on a different card, but you know, something like that. I'll put it up here. It would probably be up there in the corner, and it would say, praying for you, thinking about you. Could say happy birthday. How does your garden grow? If you want to send it to a Christian friend that may even be familiar with the passage we just did, or, you know. Saw a devotion the other day that said the grass isn't greener in the other yard. It has to do with how much you water. And isn't that the truth? So, and this is the other thing. You don't have to use my shaped petals. If you want to make a daisy, you could make a daisy in 2 different sizes. And when this video is ended, chances are good I am making a daisy. But it's not going to be a white and yellow daisy, but it is going to have this shaped petals. And I don't know if I'll cut out 5 or 6 of them. And the truth is, you could have a double layered daisy, which means you could cut out maybe 11 or so and pile them, you know, on top. Pile them on top of each other. Let's just pretend it's those, so that cut out a whole bunch of petals and make a flower that's got more than 1 layer of petals going on in it. Does that make sense? Where's my... kind of a thing. It doesn't have the bottom in there, but I think you get the idea. We could show it on this one probably better. If I do this, we have 2 layers of petals happening to this flower now, which I think would be really very cute in 2 different colors like that. And I have 2 different size petals, so I can make this is going to make a pretty big daisy when you think about the number of maybe 6 petals that I cut out or whatnot that's going around here. It's going to be on a card. It's going to be a big flower. Okay, this one would make a much smaller flower. So anyway, hopefully you have a lot of choices of colors and patterns and whatnot, and I hope it's fun. And we were going to do it in early spring, and now we're the day I'm making this video, it's like 100 degrees heat index. So you know, the flowers need some water, but don't we all need some water? So anyway, enjoy. I'm glad you're here, and share if you would. If not, that's okay too. Have some fun. Next month we are going to use our glass pens, and we're going to do a word map, and I'm not going to tell you what the word is, but it's an extremely important word to all of us. So if you have time to practice. You can bring, I gave you the paper. It's the 1 big piece of paper you have left. You may have 2 big pieces of paper, because I might have given you enough to make a lot of leaves. I'm not exactly sure, but you have 1 big piece of paper that is for word mapping. Save that. And you can bring the ink that went with your pen, because we're not going to be in a Bible, so it doesn't matter if it bleeds or not. You might want to bring a couple of different watercolors too to change up the colors that are on your paper, but you don't have to do that. Bring your pen and bring some ink, and I will see you next month. Don't go away. Make flowers. Okay. I will be back face up here in just a couple of minutes.